official now.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody from Houston, from our studio here in Silver City Studios. It's a mess.
It's a total mess in here. Oh, well.
Just ignore it. Just focus on these two here. Even if we're a little too fat today, just focus over here. We are getting ready for the other art fair in Dallas, which happens starting tomorrow. And we have boxes and everything is ready to go.
And it's going to be like getting sardines in a can.
It's hard to walk around at this point, but it is the reality of an artist.
So the other art fair is put on by Saatchi. So it's a big deal. They have them all over the country, and they have them in Dallas, I think, twice a year. We were lucky enough to go last spring. We missed the deadline this time because we're in Romania. We got it at the last minute. They allowed us to come. So we're throwing things together, and we're going to head out tomorrow morning for Dallas. So bit of a surprise. But
if you're in Dallas this weekend, come and see us at the Dallas
and if not,
Market Hall.
They're airplanes. You can get to Dallas quickly.
But it should be a nice, actually, weekend. Fall, chilly. So get a trip and come to Dallas.
Absolutely. Sweater weather.
So before we start the show, do you want to do some housekeeping?
Yes, let's do. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. It looks like Lynn is on. Good morning, Lynn. So we are broadcasting on Facebook Live, as you well know, but we are actually doing this through Zoom. So there is a bit of a delay between what we say and what comes out on Facebook Live. So please understand if you're trying to get through to us, we're not ignoring you, but it may take a minute before we can see it.
Sometimes it's good to have a little delay.
Yeah, live, we're artists. So what? Take a minute. Then the other part is that everything we're going to show you today is for sale. That's the reason we do Art Chat, so that Bogdan and I can kind of feature what's new, what we have available. So anything you see that you fall in love with, we can get it to you wherever you are in the world. Excellent. Housekeeping, check. You look like, and then there's nothing else.
How do you call that? Days.
Welcome to my world.
What a lovely story.
Yeah, that was fascinating, John. Tell us again.
So
let's talk more about the delay.
Let's switch back to the presentation. Let's actually show everybody what I worked on last night. So, guys, the first part of the show are going to be two paintings, one of mine and one of John's. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about this one of mine, which is called Summertide. And the idea of it's beside being an abstract acrylic on canvas, it's the idea of a downtown. It's a busy downtown. It could be a rainy downtown. It could be a summer evening in downtown because of the shades of yellow I choose to add on. Mm-hmm. And those green and reds are actually the stoplights.
Stoplights or brake lights.
And there also can be advertisements on the buildings. The black lines that you see here and there, it kind of mimic the cross.
The crosswalks. Uh-huh.
So at some point there are some shapes of you see those shapes on the round one in the middle, kind of the Starbucks.
Is that a logo?
The Starbucks or a coffee mug like this. Because they are everywhere. There's like people leave them on the corner, on the street, and I said, why not having something unusual to these paintings? The beauty of this one, being an abstract, it could be placed either vertical or horizontal.
You could just spin it and just keep it turning.
Yes, you could do that too.
No, I really love these, and I gotta really credit you for some really remarkable artwork. The painting that you do is extraordinary. The the fact that you really started in photography and are now moving more and more into abstract painting. I hear a lot of photographers do that, so it's kind of a natural progression, maybe.
But I always wanted to do something like this.
And you never had the permission.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
I had to give myself permission to do it. It's very strange.
It's so funny because I really, really love this. I love the palette. I love the gray. I love the oranges and yellows. And then when you told me that it was a city scene, oh my God, I started to make all kinds of connections that I didn't make prior. So it wasn't readily apparent to me, but now that you mention it, man, there's city movement lights and traffic noises and all kinds of things are folded into that painting.
It's kind of that fraction, and you look, when you want to cross the street and you look left and it's like that bang.
Yeah. It also has this kind of reflective quality of all the glass. So I just think there's so many layers of meaning and recognition in it that I didn't have at my first glance. I was just reacting to the color and the movement.
This is really a picture of my house.
Yes, let's build that room at home, shall we?
Don't you like it?
Yeah, if our house, there'd be cat toys all over.
But yes, I'm in love with this, and there's actually two of them, like a pair, but of course they can go separate.
Solo, as well, exactly.
Problem. I have it here with me. It's a 36 by 24.
It's a good size,
it's a nice size. It could be framed. It would be actually
maybe not. Yeah,
it's a little too dark now here on the screen, but it's a little brighter in reality.
As we all are.
Stop. And yeah, I think it's a nice modern piece that can match every environment.
We've noticed at the last time we went to an art fair that a lot of the works that seem to be selling had a lot of gray in them. And so
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that as I walked around, it's like, how come everybody is painting gray? Heavily with gray in it. And so I'm kind of glad you did that one. Maybe gray is the new thing.
Actually, I had a couple yesterday stopping by, and out of all this work, they come and pick this up, and it's like, I didn't like this.
Oh, it's lovely. Why wouldn't they? Yeah.
It's available, guys.
Yeah, easy enough to take home.
You want to talk about yours?
Sure. Mine is, which one is it?
It's
Jeremiel?
Yes. What'd you say? Let him in?
No, Jofiel. This is a work that I did. It's on paper, 9 by 12. I did a series of 12 of them, and I named them after the 12 archangels. It's a little macabre. My dad was dying of cancer, and I couldn't leave. I had to sit there and kind of help monitor him and things. And so there'd be long periods of time when nothing was going on. He'd be asleep. And so I just sat and painted at his kitchen table, and I painted this series there, and so it has kind of a special meaning to me that has nothing to do with the paintings, but I really love the colors. You took it off the screen. Why?
Yes, because I thought you were going to show it to us.
Well, I can. Which one is it? That's the other one.
It's okay, I can keep it here. I mean, they all look very nice framed. Look at this.
Cool. Here it is. So here it is. It's a 9 by 12, and I've had these for a couple of years now. Seems like, and they're just in plastic sleeves to protect them, and nobody will buy it if it's in a plastic sleeve. We were just talking to Lynn about that before the show.
So we're gonna put it on a plastic frame.
So we're going to put it in a plastic frame. No. So Bogdan was nice enough to get these framed up for me, taking a lot of them to the art fair this weekend. But I just love this series. I love the colors, again, the movement. I've got my little sacred circles and my dots for the kind of ode to the Aboriginal art. I think they're stunning, and maybe the frame will feature them better. They're not a bad size.
And I love the frame at this point. Very modern, very light and easy to place in any kind of rooms.
They're mixed media on paper, or are they all acrylic? I think they're no, they're not all. It's mixed media. So I think they're lovely. And again, they've been sitting around in a flip folder and just not moving, I think, because of the acrylic bags. I just don't think.
I think it's the framing.
Mhm.
Once it adds a different value
Mhm.
and a vision and then depth once you put the frame on it, once you tell the eye where to look.
Yeah, and I think they look small until you frame them. I've had several in another series, the cartographic, and as soon as Lynn says, the smaller the work, the better it looks framed. That makes a lot of sense. Barbara Lewis is here. Hi, Barbara. Come to Houston, absolutely. So anyway, I think they look great framed. I think that may make a difference. The ones that I sold in the other series, as soon as I framed them, they sold. The ones that were in plastic sleeves never moved. So I think that might be the missing link there.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's one of my in the series of the Archangel series.
Which means we are kind of in the middle of the show. And it's that time when we want to thank you for being here, for watching us,
Absolutely.
for being with us and supporting our art endeavor. What else is new?
Well, you mentioned we're going to the
We're
art fair
going
this
to
weekend.
The art fair.
So we'll be in Dallas. Barbara, not too far for you. Okay.
Just saying. So let's remind everybody again. We are going to be in Dallas 20 to 23 at the Dallas Market Hall for the art fair.
Other art fair, it's called.
And both of us, you're going to have booth 120 and I'm in 121, so next to each other. Easy to find us. You can't, if you miss me, you can't miss him, and vice versa.
You'll see the paparazzi when you get there. You'll know where we are.
And I hope I'm not going to feel fat tomorrow.
No, you'll be thin tomorrow. I'm still fat. And I found this lovely shirt. I love this shirt. It's linen. It's very comfortable, and it looks like a pajama top. So I'm very self-conscious this morning. I didn't just roll out of bed.
So this is the art fair, guys. It's a lovely, lovely venue. We had a very good time last night.
Yeah, it was a steady group of people. We did well last time.
Better than others.
Yeah, better than others, but some did better than we did. But it was a great experience. Hopefully this one will be too.
Plenty of work to show again.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, our studio is open every day, except these next 3 days.
The next 3 days it won't be.
And we have a lot of work in the studio 314 here in Silver City Studio. And come anytime you want. You don't even need a appointment, right?
Absolutely not. You can bring treats, but appointments are not necessary.
We just talked yesterday with the building, and we are going to organize a new event here in November, and that is November 19th. You'll do kind of a end of the year art shopping event at Silver City Studios. So,
yeah, that's our building's kind of shopping event for this.
If you guys are in
holidays.
town and looking for some cool Christmas presents, keep us in mind.
Not just Christmas.
Not just Christmas.
Whatever people are celebrating.
Oh, what? Oh,
They could be celebrating Festivus.
sounds right. What's new? Well, I've been working on this one. This is kind of the newest
Mm-hmm.
2 pieces.
And you're taking these to the show, right?
I'm taking this to Dallas, so you can see them at the fair if you're coming there. These are actually photography and acrylic on canvas. It started with photography, which those are photographs of decay and graffiti from buildings in Bucharest. It's actually a collage of them. It's not pure photography. And coming home, I was debating with John that it's too much graffiti, and it's not about their graffiti, about this artist who did the graffiti. It has to be my artwork. So I said, I'm going to modify these pieces so that I can own the artwork on them and not actually feature the graffiti, which is There's some countries that don't even give you credit if you photograph graffiti and sell it, basically.
Yeah, the point is you don't want to feature someone else's art in your art. You want to make it your own. So you've taken the beautiful colors and the patterns and of that city vibe, that urban kind of landscape, and then you embellish it with your own art. I think they're stunning. I think they are showstoppers. I think they'll really create a lot of attention.
Yeah, that's why I decided to. They were around the studio here, waiting to dry. Mm-hmm. And they got a lot of attention of various people who came to the studio lately, and I decided, why not take them to Dallas?
Absolutely. And they're framed, they look great.
And they match the other series I'm taking to Dallas, which is kind of a downtown, but a different kind of downtown.
And this was an experiment, actually. We were in Romania trying to kind of see what things cost and whether we could, get the materials we needed. You took these photos, you took them to a local printer in Bucharest. He had them printed at a fraction of the price they would have cost us here. And then the guy shipped them, and we had them here in 7 days. They were waiting when we came back.
Pretty much.
So it was I think it was $40 to send them back from Romania.
And another piece I put together is this one, which is actually kind of a 3D.
This is paper?
It's paper. It's a fragment of another decayed, color painted walls in Romania. And what I've done with it, it's very...
Oh my.
That's the workers.
They're building things next door. And they've chosen to do it right now.
So on my show. So what I've done I actually bent it so it looks like a sheet of metal.
Yeah, it does look like corrugated iron.
Then, applied it on a paperboard.
And so that's more graffiti from the streets of Bucharest, and you've just turned it into this 3D sculpture. I think they're beautiful.
It's very lovely. It's all packed, guys. I would be glad to show it to you. It's all packed for Dallas.
This one we talked about last time. Yeah, I'm still working on it.
This is what
been a busy week, guys. I haven't been able to finish this one off.
So you haven't done anything with it?
No, I've worked a little bit on it, but it doesn't look substantially different. I painted over these top and bottom pieces that are highly textured. So I'm liking the way it's headed. I wanted to have it ready for the show this weekend, but that's just not going to happen. But this is what I've been working on. It's a sizable piece, and it's using a lot of the things that I'm enjoying now, using a lot of language. I have 30 years as a librarian and teacher, and I'm doing that kind of underneath with lots and lots of layers, and really working a lot with translucence, kind of these little windows into the lower layers. So I'm having a really good time with it, and maybe that's where I'm going for the next period of time in my art.
Now, talking about these windows and translucence,
I'm going to open a new window.
I'm going to show you another window, another kind of window.
Good segue.
So guys, for a while, every fall I was working on some photography pieces featuring dry fall plants. And while I was playing with those bouquets, I found these branches of eucalyptus. Somebody gave it to me, and I looked at it and I said, oh, well, that would make such a beautiful picture. So I was putting my colorful reflecting sheet behind the eucalyptus branches, and in front I put kind of a frozen piece of glass.
Oh, okay, frosted glass. Okay.
I didn't really want it a clear, sharp picture. I wanted a soft focus, just to give you a little melancholia sort of feeling, and the warmth of a sunny day in the fall. That was the idea of it. And I think it turned out great. You know, the branches are from an artist friend of mine, Luisa, and that porcelain classic vase, it's, I guess, from your mother.
Yeah, grandma. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so the background is this, it's really just a piece of poster board that has this kind of rainbow finish.
Yeah, yeah.
With metallic kind of reflective quality.
It's very hard to find, you know. I kind of use it up. I can't use it now.
Yeah.
It's old. But I cannot find those reflecting things again. I don't know where to. If you guys have one in the hidden somewhere, let me know. I'll buy it.
Yeah, so you've got that background, then you've got the vase with the dried flowers, and then in front of it is glass.
It's a piece of basic.
So it's not done on vellum. You've done some on vellum
no.
that have a similar appearance.
No, this is in. It's printed on photographic.
It's on paper.
Oh, actually, let me show you.
Because they're beautiful. They're hauntingly beautiful. Oh yeah, look at it much better. It looks framed. Oh my God, it's huge.
Yeah, it's a 24 by 24 frame, and the pictures inside is 14.5 by 14.
You know, I haven't seen this in a long time. Did you just print it?
No.
It's been in storage, or I haven't seen it in a while. It's beautiful. Look at the blues and the yellows. Yeah, it looks lovely. And you're right. It looks like looking through a frosted window in fall. What's that line from Truman Capote? It's fruitcake bacon weather.
How about yours?
This one is called Moods. This one is a 16 by 20 acrylic on canvas. I was really looking at just gobs of paint and just really looking at texture and big solid bits of paint. And I made those instead of a palette knife. I used my membership card for the Houston Fine Arts Museum. I thought that would be appropriate. And so I used that to smear the paint. Basically, a woman had come into the studio and she looked around at my art and she just said, "You sure like busy." And I thought, well, there's a backhanded compliment if there's ever been one. Maybe it wasn't a compliment at all. And so I said, you know, she's right. So I went home and I tried to paint the most basic monochromatic kind of thing I could find.
But this is kind of an early one. I remember this one.
Yeah. And I really liked it. I haven't done many more like it, but I think it's lovely. This one would probably benefit from being in a frame. I think some of the dark hues are, oh, there it is in a frame. How'd you do that? Stuck it in another picture of mine. So I think it's lovely. I've got it here. It's like I say, 16 by 20. It's got loads and loads of texture.
And right now,
and
because
then big
of the
flat
lighting, it's
hard to get a good sense. And I call it Moods. And I think it's lovely. It serves its best in a well lit place because it is so dark. But I thought it was very stunning, and I haven't. It's been in storage, and I just pulled it out the other day and went, "Oh wow, I haven't seen that in a while." We haven't talked about it for a while. So
like this one of mine.
Exactly.
It has been in storage for so long.
Getting ready for the fair, and we're pulling things out of storage, trying to get organized, and having just moved to this studio. So yeah, I think it looks nice. It's a great size. I think it would benefit from maybe a floating frame. Mm-hmm. But this is Moods.
Fabulous.
Yay. So what else is going on?
Nothing else other than I just want to remind everybody, Dallas, the other art fair, will be there at the Market Hall. And it starts actually officially on Friday for everybody.
No. It starts tomorrow night is the VIP event. And if you're going to be in Dallas, we can send you a ticket. We have a few freebie tickets.
Just message us and we'll send you
Absolutely. What you need. And get you in free. I don't think it's much, but tomorrow night's the big VIP event. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's open for general public. And daytime hours. Tomorrow is an evening event. So that'll be full 4 days for us. away from the cat.
If you are, however, in Houston and have nothing else to do, this Saturday, there is an event here from 5 o'clock to 9 in the evening at Silver Steel Studios, and that is called the
Ice Meets Art.
It's just so hard to say when you're Romanian. And
we've got the.
This is. What is this supporting? It's supporting the skaters group.
There's a hockey group, and they actually raise. This is a fundraising event for them, and all of the artists are chipping in 15% of anything they sell that evening toward their charity, and they do a lot to help retired hockey players and young people who can't afford, to get into the sport. So they do a lot of good, and it's a great group of guys, generally guys. I guess there's some ladies too, but mostly men. And they come out. We've done this before. It's a lovely event. It should be nice.
What else?
There's also John Ross Palmer's having his big Escapist Gala on Saturday night.
On Heights Boulevard.
On Heights Boulevard. Look him up if you want to go to that. It'd be great for you to see that show and help in supporting his nonprofit. And then the Houston Arts Alliance is having their gala this weekend as well. So there's a lot of partying going on in Houston. That's what, and of course we're leaving. Typical. There's also, you're about to head off to Fort Hood.
But we'll talk about this next week.
We've got spoiler. You have to come back next week to hear about Fort Hood.
It's because it's too much. You can't confuse people.
USO. Yeah. So that's what's going on with us. Other than that, anything else?
All.
What time is it? Is it time to go?
It's almost time to close.
It's almost time to go. So you guys have a great week. If you want to get in touch, we will be here until, tomorrow morning we're leaving. But obviously we'll have our computers and phones with us. Come to Dallas if you can. Other than that, have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys. Have a great week.
Bye, everybody.